The smallest region in Italy is the Aosta Valley, which borders France to the west, Switzerland to the north and the Piedmont region to both the south and east. On the western border of the region lies the Monte Bianco, Europe's highest mountain, and the whole area is limited to the valley of the Dora Baltea river and a few side valleys, which include the northern part of the Gran Paradiso National Park as well as various other nature reserves and parks. The Aosta Valley is politically one of Italy's 5 autonomous regions. For winter sports enthusiasts, the period between December and March is particularly suitable, when snow is almost always guaranteed in the Alps. Hikers should come here either in September and October or April to June, when the temperatures are pleasantly warm but not too hot for long hikes. Thanks to the excellent thermals, the summer months are also ideal for paragliding or hang gliding. A highlight in the Aosta Valley is the Bard Fortress, which is located at the entrance to the Aosta Valley and dominates it at the narrow part of the valley. A visit to Aosta is also a must. The town was founded by the Romans. The Aosta Valley is considered the region in Italy with the most castles compared to its size. There are 82 castles and palaces spread over almost 80 kilometers, all of which were built between the 12th and 18th centuries. If you like this video, please support the Travel Owl channel with a like, comment, or a subscription. Thank you. Some people refer to the Gran Paradiso National Park as the Italian version of the American Yellowstone National Park. Located between Piedmont and Valle d'Aosta, the protected area is the oldest national park in the country. It was founded in 1922 to protect valuable species, in particular the ibex, which today has become an important symbol of the Gran Paradiso. The ibex are quite trusting and hikers have a good chance of observing the animals grazing. While the male ibex live in small groups, the females keep to themselves with their offspring. Many chamois also live in the Gran Paradiso National Park. However, as they are much shyer, you need more luck to spot them. Other inhabitants include marmots, foxes, stoats, badgers, weasels and martins, as well as numerous birds of prey and other bird species such as the golden eagle, chickens and numerous small sparrow species. The park covers a total area of 70,000 hectares and extends up to the summit of the mighty Gran Paradiso at 4,061 meters. Outdoor enthusiasts will find plenty of opportunities to actively explore the natural landscapes throughout the park all year round. Various hiking trails crisscross the valleys, waterfalls invite you to go ice climbing in winter, and there are many kilometers of cross-country ski trails. The castle of Fenis, built around the middle of the 14th century, is one of the best preserved castles from the Italian Middle Ages. It is one of many castles belonging to the Chalant family, who were one of the most powerful noble families in the Middle Ages. The castle is not enthroned on a rock above a village, but lies quite flat on a small hill, as it did not serve as a defensive structure, but solely as a prestigious residence for the Chalant family. The castle has a pentagonal ground plan with towers at the corners, including a massive tower on the southwestern edge, which is equipped with embrasures. The keep is surrounded by a double belt of walls with smaller watchtowers and a surrounding walkway. The inner courtyard is accessed via 3 gateways. The semicircular staircases and wooden balconies in the inner courtyard are decorated with valuable frescoes depicting St. George slaying a dragon and a group of wise men and prophets holding up parchment pages on which proverbs and moral aphorisms can be read in the Old French language. On the east wall, on the other hand, the Annunciation and St. Christopher are depicted. The frescoes were painted by the Italian painter Giacomo Giaquerio at the beginning of the 15th century, who also worked in Turin and Geneva, among other places. The Bard Fortress sits enthroned on a hill in the valley of the Dora Baltea River near the village of Bard in the Aosta Valley. The gigantic fortress complex is now one of the most famous sites in the Aosta Valley. In addition to the castle itself, there are always interesting exhibitions to visit in the museums. Incidentally, it has also proved to be the perfect backdrop for movies. If you look closely in the movie Avengers: Age of Ultron, you might recognize Bard Fortress. Historical documents show that the first fortress on this site already existed in the 6th century. At the time of Theodoric the Great, there was an Ostrogothic garrison on the rocky outcrop. The fortress originally belonged to the Count of Aosta, but later became the property of the Lords of Bard. It was finally acquired by the Counts of Savoy in the 13th century. The Savoy garrison stopped the French advance into Piedmont in 1704 during the War of the Spanish Succession. King Charles Albert of Sardinia-Piedmont, a member of the House of Savoy, rebuilt the fortress in its current form between 1830 and 1838 after Napoleon destroyed the previous fortress in 1800. The Bard Fortress was open to visitors in January 2006 after extensive restoration work. Today, the fortress houses various exhibitions and museums, including the Museo delle Alpi. The latter offers insights into the natural and settlement history of the Western Alps. Savoy Castle is a 19th century castle in the municipality of Gressoney-Saint-Jean in the Aosta Valley at an altitude of 1,437 meters. The castle, which is surrounded by 5 towers, can be reached in just under a quarter of an hour from the small parking lot. Once the summer residence of Queen Margherita of Savoy, it is situated in a fantastic panoramic location in a centuries-old alpine forest. From here you have a view of the entire valley as far as the Liscam Glacier. Its eclectic style, wooden ceilings by Carlo Cozzetti with scenes from the life of the House of Savoy, decorations and friezes, the beautiful carvings by Michel Delara, and the monumental staircase are the special features that make the castle stand out. The Queen enjoyed the freedom beyond the strict court protocol on mountain tours and hikes and was very popular with the locals. In summer, we recommend visiting the beautifully landscaped alpine garden in the castle park. In the winter months, you can walk through the castle's fairy tale forest on snowshoes along a marked path. When you hear the name Aosta, You immediately think of majestic, snow-capped mountain peaks and impressive glaciers. Aosta is the capital of the region of the same name, the Aosta Valley. It borders Switzerland, France and the Italian region of Piedmont and is the smallest region in Italy. Celts and Romans once settled in the area. The latter founded the ancient city of Augusta Praetoria here, which today bears the name Aosta. The valley, which belonged to the Italian kingdom and the province of Turin from 1861, was long a bone of contention between Italy and France. As a result, both official languages are still spoken there today. Due to a special statute passed after the Second World War, the Aosta Valley is now an autonomous Italian region with its seat of government in the city of Aosta. The layout of the ancient Roman settlement, which was divided into 64 quarters in the shape of a carré, can still be seen in the old town of Aosta. Some of the buildings from this period have been preserved to this day. These include the city wall with gates and towers, the Arch of Augustus and the Pont de Pierre Bridge. Remains of the ancient theatre and forum have also been preserved. Also worth seeing in Aosta are the Gothic Cathedral, with its medieval mosaic floor and carved choir stalls, the Church of St. Ursus, with a famous early medieval fresco cycle inside, and the 19th century town hall. It stands in the center, on Chanou Square. At 4,808 meters, Mont Blanc, in Italian, Monte Bianco, is the highest peak of the mountain massif of the same name and the highest mountain in Europe. From an altitude of 2,400 meters, it is covered with a layer of ice up to 30 centimeters thick. The Mont Blanc massif is located in the French province of Savoy, and both France and Italy have laid claim to it. While for the French the summit belongs to France, Italy insists that the border runs through the middle of the mountain across the summit. The first ascent of Mont Blanc was made on August 8, 1786 by the 20-year-old mineral hunter Jacques Balmat and the Dr. Michel Gabriel Picard. The two had fought their way to the summit via the Ancien Passage, which is considered very dangerous today. Their ascent was the beginning of a form of alpinism that is still growing today. The 11-kilometer Mont Blanc Tunnel, which was opened in 1965 and connects France and Italy, allows you to drive through the mountain by car. The small French-speaking town of Courmayeur in the Aosta Valley is considered the secret capital of alpinism and is one of the oldest and most famous vacation resorts in the Alps. It is located around 10 kilometers southeast of Mont Blanc and lent its name to the Mont Blanc de Courmayeur, an elevation on the southeastern shoulder of Mont Blanc. The Mont Avic Nature Park stretches from the Calamy Valley to the Dondina Valley and the ridges of the Coggan Valley, where it borders the Gran Paradiso National Park. The Mont Avic Nature Park is characterized by its extremely suggestive landscapes and areas that have been only marginally modified by man. Extensive wooded areas, numerous high mountain lakes, raised bogs and wetlands with rare plants characterize this area. A special, almost untouched protected nature, uneven and characteristic geological forms, a rare alpine flora, various swamps, ponds, lakes and peat pits, and the largest regional mountain pine forest. One of the most interesting mountain trails in the Aosta Valley runs through the park. Deep in a small branch of the Aosta Valley, surrounded by the Furgrat, the Grand Murales and the famous Matterhorn, lies Cervinia. Framed by steep mountain slopes with countless ski lifts, the town is one of the best-known resorts for winter sports enthusiasts. The Zermatt Glacier area, just around the corner, also ensures year-round winter sports fun in Cervinia. The peaks are accessible in summer. Without the ski slopes and ski tourism, Cervinia, which is called Broye in French, would be a small, insignificant place in the Alps. But the fact that it is one of the largest ski resorts in the Alps is thanks to ski enthusiasts, as well as the super-rich and celebrities from politics and business, and Italian St. Moritz. Cervinia provides fun on the slopes with variety. The ski slopes stretch across 3 valleys and 2 countries, Italy and Switzerland. During the descent, which you can take at a leisurely pace, you can enjoy the view of the snow-covered alpine panorama again and again. You can experience a special natural spectacle when you visit one of the ice caves. These are the highest in the whole of Europe. Thuile, the Italian municipality in the Aosta Valley, lies at 1,450 meters and consists of 19 districts. The valley is cut deep between Monte Bianco and the Testa del Ruta, where workers in coal and silver mines once dug for the coveted raw materials. Skiers now cavort. Together with neighboring La Rosière in France, Thuile forms the Espace San Bernardo ski area. With over 160 kilometers of slopes and 80 descents, the skiing on and around the Little St. Bernard from above looks like a lively anthill. And indeed, every year thousands of ski fans come to the Aosta Valley every year to ski the slopes on the Little St. Bernard. The landscape is not only characterized by the peaks of the high mountain massifs. There are also glaciers on the Testa del Ruta, which are among the largest in the Aosta Valley. These ice masses can be seen from afar. A visit to the glaciers is particularly worthwhile on a hiking tour in summer. Where the glaciers melt, the mightiest waterfalls in the Alps rush down into the valley, an overwhelming sight. After an exhilarating ski run or an idyllic day of hiking, you should visit one of the numerous huts. The innkeepers provide their guests with delicious local specialties. The village of Étroubles is located in the Aosta Valley region in the north of Italy, in the middle of the Alps, around 20 kilometers from the regional capital of Aosta. Étroubles is also located in a valley, the Val San Gran Bernhardt. From Étroubles, you can continue onto the Great St. Bernard Tunnel into the Swiss Rhone Valley. The mountains of the Alps rise all around, with Mont Blanc, 3,710 meters, Mont Saron, Monte Bianco, Grand Tête and other peaks up to an altitude of around 2,700 meters. The alpine landscape offers green meadows and forests in summer, while in winter the valley with the main town of Étroubles is transformed into a snowy landscape that is ideal for winter sports. The parish church of Santa Maria Assunta in Étroubles dates back to 1815, and there is a 12th century tower in the village of Vacary. In Eterno, there is also an old oven where black bread was once baked. It is still used today on special occasions. A hospice was also built in Étroubles in 1317 and was still in use in the 19th century. The village is surrounded by the Alps, which are crisscrossed by numerous hiking trails and cycle paths. High up in the mountains or more leisurely walks are possible here, as are cycling tours of varying degrees of difficulty. Courmayeur is a French-speaking mountain village with around 2,700 inhabitants and is located around 10 kilometers south of Monte Bianco. The village offers fantastic views of its secondary peak Monte Bianco di Courmayeur and other mountain peaks, which are among the highest in the Alps and the whole of Europe. In addition to the spectacular Skyway Monte Bianco cable car, the romantic old town, the Valveni and Valferre valleys and, of course, the ski areas with views of Monte Bianco are among the most beautiful tourist attractions in and around Courmayeur. The old town of Courmayeur extends around Piazza Abbé Henry and Via Roma, where numerous cafes, restaurants, fashion boutiques and sports stores await you. It is also worth visiting the Parrocchia San Pantaleone Parish Church and the Museo Alpino Duca degli Abruzzi, which is dedicated to the history of mountaineering. Monte Bianco is the highest mountain massif in Europe and used to be known as Cursed Mountain by mountaineers who regularly failed to climb it. Today, you can take the 360-degree Skyway Monte Bianco cable car from the Étroubles district to the summit of Point Helbrunna, which is over 3,400 meters high, and enjoy the unique and spectacular view of the Monte Bianco Massif, the Aosta Valley and Piedmont during the ride and at the mountain station. For hiking in Courmayeur, we would like to recommend the Valveni, which lies to the northwest of the village and runs in a southwesterly direction. At the entrance to the valley in the Étroubles district, not far from the valley station of the Skyway Monte Bianco, the pilgrimage church of Notre Dame de Guérison is well worth a visit. The most beautiful places in the valley also include the glacial lakes Lac de Combal and Lago di Miage, which are one of the headwaters of the Dora Baltea river. The Valferre Valley, which runs northeast towards Switzerland, has fewer lakes but is no less beautiful. There you can hike to the Rifugio Walter Benotti mountain hut and further over the Testa Bernarda ridge, for example, while enjoying the spectacular view of the Alps.